tell us what your first spanking was over.
Yo. Yeah, something's there.
That you can remember, that was a warranted thing that you'd done wrong.
I remember when so our church, well, the church that I used to go as a kid was this huge Russian Baptist church. And so it was like a big chapel. Like you can imagine like a bunch of like chairs all lined up. It was probably the size of a football field, but not like a college football field, but like a normal football field, like a school football field.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a time where I was maybe 7 or 6. I don't know. I was like a really young age, and I ran down down the aisle, taking off my pants and like screaming as loud as possible while the pastor was preaching.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was wild. That's the first time where my dad pulled me aside, and he went straight to the bathroom and just spanked me there.
See, I laugh, but I grew up with what they called corporal punishment in schools. You could be strapped or caned or whatever. But New Zealand, for some time, has had a no smacking policy. It's against the law for parents to hit their kids, except in a very unique circumstance, which is designed basically to make sure that a parent is calmed down before they dish out forms of violence. So I laugh, but it's also a serious topic. I don't know what your laws are over there, but there's arguments for it
here a lot. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Al Shoot YouTube for this raid. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the raid. Today we're doing a story time of like how I started, where I'm at now. Like we're just going back to how I was getting spanked all the time as a kid.
Yep, this is the
origin. Has anyone else got spanked, or is it just me?
You're going to get some weird comments in the chat still.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, shout out to Ellie Shooter. I watch you on Trovo as well. And okay, hang on. So you've got this little bit of a, I guess it's a mischievous streak. What do you think that's about? Do you get that from your parents?
I don't know, man. I was wild. Like I was just always wild.
We got the bomb.
I got the bomb.
Like honestly, I've always been wild.
But are your parents like this? Any other relatives?
No. My parents are solely like my dad. Maybe like when he was younger, he said he was like a troublemaker. So it could be on my dad's side.
Yeah.
But my mom's totally different. I guess I have like a split, like it's a both like split thing going on. Like I have personality from my dad and personality from my mom.
Of course. That's great.
Both.
It's that you actually identify, like you can see it. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, my glasses. You can't. I'm love that you can't hear this, but it's humid here in New Zealand, in Auckland. Everyone, this is funny. This is hilarious. This is like the 4th time I've picked up the bomb that everyone left behind.
Everyone's just leaving that. They're like, nah.
Up top, Joke. Oh, he can't hear me. You obviously struggled with school because of the language issue. Yeah. English second language. I think there's a lot of people that can probably identify with this as well. Did that have any impact on it? That there's a frustration involved in that. That it for one, if you can't communicate, you can't fit in. So in a thing like school and so on, it's a really important thing. Did that have any bearing on it?
So with school, honestly, I had a lot of struggle. Because I wasn't really the brightest. Like even if I think about it now, oh no, Pluto. He's right there.
Look at this gun.
Peek him.
Look at this gun. Nice.
Lost the bomb.
Oh no.
One shot YouTube.
Yeah. My schooling sucked. Like as I was growing up, just school in general sucked. I was going to school, public schools for a while until like 6th or 7th grade, where I stopped actually going to a public school. And yeah, I stopped going to public school because my parents, they like one day I came home with like something that they didn't like the fact that the public schools are teaching. And they were really offended by that. So they were like, yeah, we're taking our kids out of school and we're putting them into homeschool. So after that, like, oh, there's one more. All right, nice try, man.
A bit slow. I have trouble detaching from the planting sometimes.
It's the spot. Honestly, that spot is really buggy.
Plus the ping, right?
Yeah.
It's like 600.
I mean, my ping is 20.
Yeah, I know. Mine is 93. So that does add some frames, but I'm not complaining. I'm actually not complaining. Oh, we're defending now, aren't we? Okay. Yeah. So the school side of things, you've moved place a lot of times, so that has to come into play as well. Like that's a frustrating thing because your friends are always changing. What was that like?
That's right. Honestly, I grew up with no like actual friends except for like a couple Russian guys that I know, and they were kind of like my only like friends, but I rarely ever saw them. So it's like eventually I would see them maybe like once a year, every year. Like I would see them, I would see them at like a church or something or the event. But yeah, they're the only ones that I like grew up with, but they weren't really like friend, like best friends. They were more like, hey, like someone to hang out with or talk to, that type of friend.
That's really, really hard.
Yeah, especially since we were moving all the time, I couldn't really make friends, and every time I did, it would just be awkward. So yeah, like growing up, it was pretty bad.
So how did you cope with that?
Video games.
Yeah.
Video games helped out a lot because I was really bored all the time, and my very first game that I played was on an iPod Touch 2nd generation. It was this game called Brothers in Arms. I was like, bro, this game is awesome. Like I can shoot players, and it was like a World War II kind of story where like you're on a mission in a jungle trying to like figure things out, and it was interesting. The game is developed by Gameloft, and at that time I only had the free trial, so I was actually playing the free trial. I didn't have money to buy the actual $5 game, so I always like kept on replaying the free trial. And it wasn't my iPod, it was actually my older sister's iPod Touch, and I was like, yo, like it's so sick that I can play a shooting game on a tiny device. Like, can you imagine, like back in the day, like I know right now a lot of people can't really tell like, oh, you know what, we always had phones. But back in my time, like we didn't have phones. We only had like computers, and that's it. And then Apple launches this iPhone and iPods, and iPods were like the best things. Every night I would just steal that from my sister's room, download the Brothers in Arm game, and just start playing a free trial like over and over again because it was so good. And then eventually I started playing PC games, started playing Battlefield. Battlefield was really good.
Targets in sight.
I got you, Carla. Okay, how much older is your sister? I think you said, was it a few years?
She is 5 years older than me.
Yeah. And so it was her iPod.
Yeah. I would steal that every night.
How old were you at this stage when you downloaded your first game and played the free trial over and over?
So Brothers in Arms came out in 2008. So that's the first game that came out. So yeah, about that age, I guess, like it's 2008. I guess that's right now I'm 25, so 25 minus what, 2021. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, like somewhere around there.
And then it's not hilarious, that's amazing. You love the game enough that you had to just keep deleting it, reinstalling it just so you could play it.
Yeah, and my parents were really against shooting games. So
Yes.
like if they found out like, oh, I was playing a shooting game, they would like spank me or like punish me somehow. But eventually, like when I started getting older, they started to see me a lot playing video games, and they accepted who I was. They were like first they were really against it, then they're like, you know what, he really enjoys it, this makes him happy,
Yeah.
we're gonna support him. And so that point, like I got my first iPhone. Like they bought me an iPhone, and they're like, hey, like this is the latest iPhone 4 that came out, 4S or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best gift ever.
They do love
and
me.
I got it. Yeah, and I downloaded the game. They bought the game for me, and I was like, this is exciting. So as I was growing up, like my parents started to support me every single year, and like every single day they would always support me. They're like, hey, you know what, you're doing good, you're doing good. So I created a YouTube channel. They were the first people that were actually supporting. Like they're like always commenting or something like that.
No way.
Yeah, they were like really they were hyping me up all the time. I think my dad one time like made a fake account or something like that just to leave a comment on my video for like Modern Combat or something. And he left the comment like as a different name, you know. He was trying to be someone else, and he was like, you know, this guy's really good, you know. And it was funny because later on in life he's like, hey, you know, I was never going to tell you this, but I was your guy right here that told you this when you were starting off on your YouTube channel. I was like, oh my God, that was you, Dad? Like, yeah.
Wow, that's love right there.
Yeah, so it was him the whole time that was always supporting me at the start. And I was like, yo, this guy is awesome. You know, he's always chill.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty nice. Honestly, figuring out that was him blew my mind, actually. I wasn't mad or anything. It was just, it was crazy.
That is so cool to hear, actually. Like having your parents support you in what you're doing.
Yeah, dude, they like yeah, I got spanked a lot, but they were just trying to make sure like I was growing up a good person, not like oh, you know, a terrible person or something, you know what I mean? Like they wanted to make sure like I was, you know, like actually having a good conscience everywhere I go, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I think the last guy is, oh, I just shot him midair.
Well, let's watch it on stream. Here we go.
Yep.
360 no scope coming up, and
No, there was not a no scope.
I'm still waiting to see it. Oh yeah, nice, very nice.
Christian, thank you for the dono. He said, I lost my mom last year, bro. Love your mom forever. Thank you, bro, for the dono. But sorry to hear that, man. Sorry for your loss, my homie. That's love your mom, guys. Love your dad. Love your moms. It's always important. Family is number one. You know.
Yep.
It's the key.
Christian, that gets me in the fields there.
Enemy in sight.
There's one on bomb site. I got him.
So your first your YouTube channel, or your first YouTube channel. Oh, hang on.
Yep.
Whoa! Someone just quit. I was firing at them and they disappeared into thin air. Oh, behind me.
I think he's.
There's someone behind me. Unless it was Carla screwing.
I think Carla is gonna go for it.
Okay, I'm backing her up.
Yeah, he's. Oh no, Carla! You know, I've noticed Carla has actually gotten a lot better.
Wait. Yep, sorry. Let me not steal away from Carla's praise. Yep, you continue there because she deserves it.
Yeah. I was just saying, Carla has gotten better. Like for the last couple of games that she's played with us, especially last night. Like I've started to see her improvements a lot. So she's getting there, chat.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta close my window. It's getting really cold.
Okay. So what we've got going on here, son, is a 2v5, and I'm pretty sure Jokesta keeps firing behind me to make me think there's enemies. Oh, here we go to the right-hand side. Here we go. Double. Got one. And, oh, they're behind us, buddy. Oh, he can't hear me. I don't have the mic on. Lol.
Hey, I'm back. Is Carla your girl, Jokesta? No, Carla is married. She's one of my mods
And
on YouTube.
And she's married, so this isn't COD Mobile Tinder.
Not e-dating, chat.
Let me just try and kill some people. Here we go. Excuse me while I shoot this guy. He's in there.
Yep,
Carla, he's in that little shack. Is he dead?
Yep, he's dead.
He's dead. You dead. Okay.
He did.
Oh yeah. So school.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going through school, and at some point, everybody has to decide what the heck they think they might want to do, and then they get a little bit older and they completely change their idea. Growing up, what did you want to do? Well, what did you think you might want to do?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about the future. Honestly, I was just chilling, to be honest. At the age of 15, I stopped doing school. So I was homeschooled, but I wasn't motivated. My parents were working all the time, and I was always home alone with my older sister. She was doing her school, but I wasn't. So I stopped doing homeschool, and I dropped off. I stopped doing school completely, and it was really like honestly, it was really painful for my parents to see me not finishing school.
Yep.
They were like, "Why are you doing this? Why don't you go and finish school?" And I was I'm not motivated, you know. And it was tough for my parents too, because they were working so much. They had a lot of bills to pay for as well, so they had to work. They can't just stay home. And getting a tutor was really expensive.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, at that point, I dropped off school, and my mom just couldn't watch me stay home at all. So she called my uncle, and she's like, "Hey, I need you to take my son to go work with you." And so my uncle is a construction worker, so he picked me up for construction. So I started to work on construction, and around the age of 15, I literally dropped off of school. Like, I didn't even do school at all. And it was really bad, because that point, right, that point is where I had a turning. I was working in construction for 2 years at least, and I was like, I'm making $5 an hour. This is stupid. And then I quit that after 2 years of hard construction work. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, because I had to get up at like 5 a.m. and then go to work, and it was stupid. So I got back to school, and I finished school completely at the age of like 20. So I finished high school, got my diploma, I got everything fixed, everything like that done at the age of 20. A lot of people always say like, "Oh, you know, that's ridiculous that you finished high school at the age of 20, right?" But I'm like, nah, man. I'm impressed, because I'm glad I went back and fixed it, you know? Because imagine like if I didn't, you know, like my life would be a mess right now. So I'm glad like I actually went back and finished high school, got my degree, and you know, that's so yeah, that is basically the story. Like, I really had I wasn't going to school, and I had a hard time making friends. I had a hard time communicating with people. And when I finished, I actually graduated with a 3.94 GPA, which is that's what I graduated high school with. So it's not that bad.
Is that a good KD ratio? It's unfamiliar to me.
That is the highest one you can get is 4.0. That's
right.
That's like a lawyer, you know, number right there.
What did that?
Mine is 3.9.
What did that make you realize?
First of all, like, I think when you're older, you're smarter. So at that time, I was 20. I was like, I finished everything in a year, basically. I was a lot smarter. I was like, oh, you know what, this is easy. Boom, boom, boom. You know, like I should have known. Like, this is like, if you go back and you're like, oh, what's 2 + 2? Oh, that's easy. 4. You know, like, but back when you're a kid, you're like 2 + 2 is hard for you. You know, so.
Oh, like I've got 2 brothers who they struggle with school.
Yeah.
And I got lots of friends actually that have done this as well. Okay, they're all mid. They're running mid.
Is it 6.0 now? I thought it was 4.0. Even Carla says, yeah, my GPA in college is 3.8. That's impressive. That's college. Mine for high school is 3.9. I'm not even going to college yet. I mean, I only just getting started with the courses, but I really kind of hate the fact that COVID kind of closed it all up because I wanted to experience like going into college and like hanging out with students in a way.
Yes, COVID.
Yeah, COVID made us all go on Zoom now.
Yep. It makes people question the value of traditional education as well. When, I mean, you know, as you say, you went on YouTube and learned how to make some weapons, you know, some child.
Yeah. I made weapons, guys.
We got the title.
I'm a weapon dealer.
Revealed. Okay, I want to go back to some of the gaming origins, obviously. So your first gaming experience was actually on an iPod, so mobile gamer from the start. But then you got a PC. Was that your parents specifically supporting you, or was that like the family computer?
That was a family PC. And that was totally family PC. They yeah, we didn't have good computers back then.
Did you say it was Battlefield?
Yeah, Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield 2 that I was playing, but I was playing in single player because I didn't know how to make a multiplayer account.
Yep.
So it's always, yeah, I was always playing it with bots.
Sorry, just changing my...
Jokesta is a class 7 arms dealer. Facts, man.
Love it.
Get down, sniper.
Sniper, same place as before.
Yeah,
oh, no.
I'm gonna take him out.
Carla, go. Good. Okay.
Joker is now Jokesta.
At what point? Okay, so were you good at games before you must have been before you started the YouTubes, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because at the start there was this game called Brothers in Arms, and I've learned the fundamentals of gyroscope. I've learned the fundamental of aim assist.
Yep.
Because Brothers in Arms was a very skilled game. There wasn't like any like, you know, pay to win stuff. It was just basically here's your gun and here's your joystick and here's your shoot button, you know, and that's about it. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so yeah, like that game really taught me that like I was playing against pros and I was using aim assist, but these guys were not using aim assist. And I was like, okay, how are these guys so good? And I challenged myself to switch something else. Like I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it without aim assist, see if that actually works. Oh my gosh.
Sniper. I'm with you. I keep forgetting Carla can't hear me. Oh wow, he got me as well. Wow.
Yeah.